So, the second part of lesson 8.2 is, given an equation, the first step in solving, or in the procedure that we went through yesterday, is to solve the equation for y. So if you're given an equation that is not solved for y, in other words, it doesn't have y by itself on one side of the equal sign, then you have to solve it for y first. And you use the same procedure that you've always used, that I started teaching you at the beginning of the year. That procedure, or those rules, help you solve any equation that you need to solve. So you have to follow the rules. You get y by itself. Now, on this example, on the left side is the y by itself. Hello? What's on the same side with the y?
3x.
Alex?
3x.
3x. Yep.
No.
So we have to get rid of the 3x. Stop.
By adding negative 3x.
Stop talking. We have to get rid of the 3x, or eliminate it from this side. So we have to add its opposite. Add negative 3x, and you get 0. And you have to add 3x to negative 3x to the other side. But, Daria, what are you doing? That's not appropriate. We talked about this yesterday. Add negative 3x to both sides, okay? So negative 5 plus negative 3x. Can you add these together? Can you combine these? Why not, Brett?
Because they're not like terms.
They're not like terms, exactly. So we have to just keep them separate and write it as an addition expression. So 0 plus y is equal to negative 3x plus negative 5. That means y is equal to negative 3x plus negative 5. Okay? That's the first step in this equation. When you are going to graph an equation, you have to first solve for y. Okay? Then we'll be able to make a chart and do the things that we did yesterday to graph. But we're going to work on just that first step today, on solving equations for y. Alright? Alex?
So, on the worksheet,
Yeah, that's what we're going to go to next.
I have a question on that. Like,
Okay. We haven't started it yet, so can you wait till we start
just on
it?
number 1.
Yeah, we're going to start with number 1. Yep. The equation is, in number 1, 3y is equal to 15x minus 12. Okay? First thing we should do is insert a plus sign. Okay? Then, we don't have just one y by itself, so we have to get rid of the 3 in this case. So what would we do to get rid of the 3 but leave the y? Tyler?
Negative 3 to both sides.
Well, can we add negative 3 to 3y? Those are not like terms, are they? Nope. So if this was just negative, if this was just 3, that would work. But in that case, it won't. Okay? What else could we do? Could be able to cross out the 3. Jen?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3. Okay? So if you divide by 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now, whatever we do on this side of the equal sign, we have to do on the other side. So, do we divide just 12 by 3, or what do we have to divide by 3? Brett?
You divide negative 12 and 15x.
Yes, we have to divide everything by 3.
And I
Okay? You have to divide everything by 3 on the other side. Okay? Here's why. And this is something that you're going to have to do next year when you're doing algebra. Okay? Dividing by 3 is the same as multiplying by 1/3, right? 1/3, dividing by, or multiplying by 1/3 and dividing by 3 are the same thing. Okay? So really what we're doing is multiplying this whole side by 1/3, and in order to multiply this whole side by 1/3, you put parentheses around it, and then distribute the 1/3. Right?
yeah.
Well, that's the same thing as dividing everything by 3. Distributing this 1/3 is the same thing. So, by dividing 15x by 3 and dividing negative 12 by 3, we're really multiplying everything by 1/3 over the parentheses. Okay? So now simplify this. Simplify this side. Okay? Why don't we simplify this? Cool?
5x plus negative 4.
Yep.
Fine.
So this equals 5x plus negative 4. Y equals 5x plus negative 4. This is solved for y. Okay? Any questions on that one? Daria?
Why didn't we divide 15 by 3? Because they're not like terms.
Well, like terms only applies to adding and subtracting, remember? Okay? Think of this as 15 x's, Daria, and we're putting them into groups of 3. So how many groups would we have? 5. 5 groups of 3 x's. Okay? Any other questions on this? Bryce, did you get these copies? Okay. Let's do the next one. The equation we're starting with is 5x plus 10 equals 10y. Now, just in looking at this, how does this one look different? What's different about this equation? Roy?
The y and the 10y and the 10 are like terms.
No, they're not like terms. This one is y's. That one's just a number. What about the sides? Daria?
The answer to the y is on the opposite side.
Okay, the y is on the right side. Do we have to put the y on the left side to solve it? No. You don't have to put the y on the left side to solve it. Okay? Whether we have the numbers equal y or y equals the numbers or the other expression, it doesn't matter. Okay? So we don't have to move the y term to this side and then move all of these over to the other side. We just have to get rid of the 10. So how did we get rid of the coefficient before? Lydia?
Dividing. So divide by 10.
Correct. Divide by 10. So that leaves 1y. And what else do we have to divide by 10, Ariana? Everything else on the other side. Yep. So how do we simplify this? Go ahead. Ariana.
Well, okay, so 10 over 10 would be
5/10 is
1
1/2. And
and then 1.
this is 1. So y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Okay? Any questions on that? Alex?
So could you write that as 0.5 times?
It's the same, 0.5 and 1/2 are the same, yep. You can't use decimals. The only time you can't use decimals is if it's a repeating decimal, or if it's a decimal that you'd have to round in order to work with. If it's a decimal that ends like 0.5, you can work with that. If it's a decimal you have to round, like 1/3, you have to use 1/3. You cannot use 0.333 repeating as a part of, to work with that equation, okay? Not yet.
One.
Oh, after I'm done teaching you. Okay. All right, skip to number 7. You have to do number 3 on your own. Let's go to number 7.
What happened to 4, 5?
In this section, you have to graph again.
Is anyone else working on 4, 5?
So here's what you'll need to do to graph. You're given the equation, pay attention here. You're given the equation y is equal to 0.5, actually it's negative 0.5 plus 4. And then over here is the x and y chart, okay? Wait, I think I have, oh yeah, I have this set up. So, we're actually going to be doing this. We know how, we've already got y. Y is equal to negative 0.5 x plus 4. And we're going to graph it. Now, we're going to, in this case, we're going to choose values to put in for x. Okay? So whenever you're choosing numbers, you can choose any numbers you want to just find numbers that fit on the graph. All right? So it's best to choose simple numbers to work with. 0 is always a really good number to work with because 0 times any number is 0. So that's an easy one to work with. Okay? So let's put in 0 and get the y number. 0 times negative 0.05 times 0 plus 4 is equal to 4, right? So put in 0 for x, and that gives you y is 4. What's another easy number to multiply? 1. So put 1 here, 0.05 times 1 plus 4. Well, that would be negative 0.05 plus 4, which is 3.5. Right? 3.5.
If we do two,
We have to estimate. You'll have to put it between. Now, if you wanted to find whole numbers, but you're distracting the people around you and me. Okay? So stop dancing, Alex. Pay attention to this and copy this down. Run number 7, just like I said before. Follow along. Now, we've got 2 points and we can graph it. And we can draw a line if we have 2 points. Okay? you really only need 2 points in order to draw a line. So we've got 1, 0, comma 4 is up here. And then 1, 3.5. So it's in between 4 and 3. And then you can draw that line. Yep.
That's a tiny line.
Okay.
So that's all we have to do.
That's all you have to do to graph this equation. Put two numbers in for x, one at a time, solve for y, find 2 points, and draw the line. Okay? Number 8 is a little different. We need to go through number 8. So this one says y is equal to 4. Now, this is solved for y, but there's no number to substitute for x. Okay? So I wrote down next to this, this is a specific type of line where y is always 4. So if you were to make a chart, whenever it says y is equal to a number, that means y is always that number, no matter what x is. X could be any number and y is always 4.
Why?
So you can find points just by selecting numbers to go with 4.
Wait, why is it
And
always
then
four?
graph it. What type of line would you get if you graph 0, 4, and then 1, 4, and then if it's 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4. If y is always 4, what kind of line is that?
Straight.
Well, it's a horizontal line. Okay? This is a specific equation that you have to remember where, stop talking please, don't interrupt, where y is always 4, or y is always a number, this is always a horizontal line. Anytime y is equal to a number, in the book it says y is equal to k for a number, or y is equal to n. Anytime y is equal to a number, it's always horizontal. It's always a horizontal line. Okay? So write that in your notes. When y is equal to a number, it's always a horizontal line. Alex.
So if y is like, it says, wait, so why is it, 4 is y? Like, why not some other number y?
Well, it could be any number.
Oh,
In this equation, it's y is equal to 4, but it could be y is equal to 10, or y is equal to -5, or any number.
So why is it always going to be the same number? Because the equation is 2x minus 3y equals 6.
No, number 8, the equation is y is
Never
equal
mind.
to 4.
I got it. I was confused.
Okay.
I got it now. I thought we were on number 9.
Alright, so if y is equal to a number, it's always a horizontal line. What do you think it would be if x is always equal to a number, and there is no y term? Let's say the equation that you're working with is x equals 7. What do you think that means, Nate?
Maybe that you just have to make up numbers again.
Yeah. And what is x always going to be? 7. So if x is always the same number, then what kind of line would that be? Bryce? Yeah, vertical, right? At 7. So 0, 7, 1, 7, 2, 7, 3, 7. It's always 7. And if it's always, the x number is always the same, then we get a vertical line. Alright? Now, this is going to be on your quiz, these two equations. You have to remember that When y is equal to a number, it gives you a horizontal line. When x is equal to a number, it gives you a vertical line. Okay? So make sure you write that down. Any questions on that? Daria?
If when y equals a number, how many, how do you know how many lines you have to go over? Like you put so many dots, but why did you just write 10 dots?
You really only need 2 dots in order to draw a line. Okay? Yep, just connect 2 dots. 2 dots, you can draw a line.
Why do you need dots?
To draw a line, to know where the line goes. You need dots from the ordered pairs.
Yeah, but
From the
y
chart.
equals 10 doesn't give you that many dots, does it?
Y equals 10 gives you infinite number of dots because you can draw a line connecting any 2 dots, but you need to find the specific dots or the specific points based on the ordered pairs that you find. Okay? Almost done, Roy. Any other questions on this?
It's on number 9.
Okay, I'll help you with number 9 later. The next section is at the bottom. And what you're going to do is put the solutions in to see if it makes a true equation. So you're going to see if it is a solution. That's what this is about. Okay? So, in number 11, it gives you an equation. What you need to do is first solve it for y, or you can just put in the... Sometimes it's helpful to solve for y, and sometimes you don't really need to. But they give you, is this point 0, 4, is it a solution? What you would do is put in both of the numbers to see if it makes a true equation. So 3, using this equation, 3 times 0 for x plus negative 2 times 4 for y. Does that equal 12?
Nope.
That equals negative 8. 0 plus negative 8 equals 12. You would write no. It is not a solution. Okay? That's what you're doing in the bottom section. So put the numbers in to check if it is a solution. Any questions on that section? All right. So finish the worksheet for tomorrow.